Well, I've just finished weeding, so it's a perfect time to do a tour of the plot. It doesn't always look quite as neat and tidy as this. So down here this is the spinach we're currently harvesting. It's going a bit wild. The spinach always does at this time of year. In here we've got lots of really nice turnips, and then more spinach down there a little bit later sowing. I've got spinach under here as well, which I'm currently just clearing to replant ready for my early French beans, which is why I've still got this cover over it, because French beans like it a little bit warmer than it is here at the moment. And got beetroot and salad onions in here, garlic down here, and the plant pots are for Savoy cabbages when I finally get around to planting those out. Got some early potatoes here. I've got quite a lot of potatoes scattered around, so I've just this minute mulched those with fresh compost and watered them in, so they're looking a bit bedraggled, but I'm sure they'll soon pick up. I've got my shallots in here, and the tin cans are there because I did originally have fleece over this. I've just taken the fleece off. I think I'm going to leave it off now because it's warming up a little bit. And I'll leave the tin cans in though, because I find it does deter, birds from coming in and sort of rummaging around in the soil looking for worms, and probably the foxes as well. So got my two little fan-trained trees, and soon on the rest of this frame here I'll have my crown prince squashes. So I've got my gooseberries, one of my old winter lettuce frames, but there's some really nice salad onions in here and some nice lettuces. These are ones, I think I put these in about December time, something like that. So they're really nice spring varieties, and I've harvested the ones down here and put some more turnips in and some Asian greens, but they haven't got very long because, well, early May this will all be carrots, and then this bed was carrots all the way down, and I've just taken all the last few carrots out and put these little red cabbages in. And I obviously don't need this cold frame top, but I didn't harden the cabbages off, so I'm just leaving it on just for a week or so whilst the cabbages harden off, and then I'll take that off and put a mesh cover over there. I've got some parsnips in there, purple sprouting broccoli there. We actually had a really nice harvest of purple sprouting broccoli. Well, it's a pretty good harvest overall. I'll just quickly show you that. And now I've got my little sort of woodland area in the middle of the plot with my elephant garlic, or one of my elephant garlic beds. This is the one that sort of I leave to sort of go wild. And then I've got a pear tree, a cherry tree and an apple tree. And obviously they're looking really rather lovely at the moment. I've got a few blueberries, and then these are the spring cabbages. I don't do spring cabbages like most people, like a lot of people put the spring cabbages in sort of October time, plant them out October time. I planted these out, I think, towards the end of February, and so they're looking pretty good. And these are the Savoys, also planted out in February, and that allows me to have an extra harvest all the way through winter. These are my early red cabbages. That's the second succession. That's the first succession. They are a different variety, but this is red drumhead. You see just how lush those are. And those are red Ladero, a lot sort of more flimsy looking, but hopefully if they do the job and produce red cabbages, I don't really care what they look like. And this was the spinach bed. This is the one that I'm just clearing and replanting with those French beans. This is my little seating area. I haven't had a chance to sit in it today, but yeah, these are peas, The peas back at home are doing really well. We're harvesting those. So these are the second, well, sort of the third succession in a way, I suppose. But yeah, they're coming on quite well. And I've just popped broad beans in down here. I'll get another harvest out of both of these beds, these little tiny beds, before the year is out. I've got me little workout area set up now here, which is quite nice. And yeah, then I've got the potatoes. So this is my third batch of potatoes here. I've got another batch there, and then I've got the ones that are ready to harvest now, sort of underneath this mesh. And it's just that, as I say, it's just there to hold all the foliage sort of nice and neat so it doesn't get blown around by the wind, and it also just keeps any frost off. But there's no frost now in the long range weather forecast. We might still get a frost in May, but I think we're probably clear of frost this April so far. And yeah, as I say, they're ready for harvest, so I'm looking forward to picking those. But I've still got a few tubs of potatoes to pick from last year, so I'm not rushing, and they won't spoil. The leaves haven't completely died back on them yet, so they're okay. Last few leeks, I've only lost one so far. Only one's gone to seed, but no doubt the others will go to seed pretty quickly. I do want to take them out fairly soon though, because they are getting a bit of rust. I don't want that to spread to the garlic. There's my second, or maybe my third early strawberries, I suppose, at the moment. The earliest ones are in the greenhouse. Second earlies are in the polytunnel. So these will come third, and then I've got the ever-bearing ones, which I'll show you in a second. And here we've got the Japanese onions starting to bulb up right on cue. So they start to bulb basically the middle of April is when you start to notice them bulbing, and we're right almost at the middle of April now, so we're just past the middle of April now. So yeah, it's nice to see those starting to bulb up. I've got quite a few of those there, and I've got another little patch of those back in the kitchen garden. And then I've got salad onions in this bed, and they're looking really nice as well. And I'm using these first because these are a true salad onion. I think these are guardsmen. And this is actually my asparagus bed, and I've just harvested most of the asparagus, so you can't see it, but it just pushes up in between the salad onions, so you don't need to really worry about interplanting. It's a really nice interplant actually. It's one of my favourites. And oh, there's another bit of asparagus that I missed. And then these in here are lilia, and these are a bulbing onion, and they work really nicely as a salad onion. But if you can't pick them all in time, which is probably going to happen because I've got loads there and loads in that lettuce bed as well, then they bulb up quite nicely, and so you just get sort of like mini bulbing onions, which will be very welcome because we'll run out of stored onions in a month or so's time. And then yeah, in here I've got the kales we've been eating over winter, and obviously this low tunnel is not needed anymore, but this bed will pretty soon be peppers, and so I've just got some spring cabbages that went to seed there, so we're just leaving those in just to take the leaves, which are really good as well. But you know, 2 weeks time this will all be cleared, and the low tunnel will actually have a purpose again. Got about half my carrots up there. These are my early carrots. They're ready for harvest. I just picked a few of those. You might have seen those in the harvest video that I showed you a few minutes ago. A little bit of green garlic in there. And then these are my furthest on cauliflowers. So these are quite nice. I planted these out in January, I think, after I took a harvest of lettuces out of here, and they're all looking really nice. They're curling nicely now, so they should be producing little cauliflowers in there. And then in these beds here, we've got more cauliflowers. Calabrese, which is just starting to form heads. Unfortunately, these are slightly smaller than I would like the plants to be when they're forming heads. So it limits the sort of size of head that you're going to get, but still going to be quite nice. And then another succession of cauliflowers there, and some more Calabrese. Again, it's just starting to form heads. And I just sort of transplanted the last few carrots into this bed. Just 1 week's harvest basically, just so that I could clear that bed and put the red cabbages in. Some fruit and raspberries are looking quite nice. I've just cleared this bed of Asian greens and just popped carrots in here. So these are the midsummer carrots. Another nice bed of lettuces. And I'm picking these whole heads at the moment. And that is it, apart from the polytunnel. So I'll have a quick look in there. I've got a few strawberries and gooseberries. And yeah, so I've just taken the claytonia out of these end beds. And then I've got Calabrese under here. I've left this on to sort of stimulate the Calabrese to develop really big leaves. So I'll probably take this trestle table down. It just lifts off out of the way, so it's really easy. As soon as there's any sort of sign of head formation, and then hopefully, because they've got such great big leaves, they'll develop really nice big heads. And then this will be replanted with melons and tomatoes and things. I'll put a few lettuces down there, and then I've got a mix here of lettuces, celery, tatsoi, beetroot, and more lettuces. So this has all been replanted since the winter bed, which was all lettuces again. So I've doubled it. I prefer to take the winter lettuces out and put new season lettuces in, because then I get my favourite varieties, and they're just stronger, younger plants. They just do better basically. I've got one little courgette there, which was just a spare. Most of the courgettes are in the greenhouse at home, and are much healthier than that one is. And then I've got some more beetroot and some French beans. Again, most of the French beans are in the greenhouse at home. Most of the tomatoes are in the greenhouse at home. And that is kind of it. I've got strawberries in here, coming on quite nicely. And I did have the carrots in here, but all the carrots are outside now. And all the broad beans are outside, the early broad beans are outside. The peas, all these were in the greenhouse, they've all been moved out. As all of those carrots as well, all were in the greenhouse, have been moved out. So that is kind of everything, apart from my little sort of orchard area on the green drive. And that's my biggest cherry tree. It's got a lot more blossom on it than it ever has before, so I'm sort of fingers crossed for that one. That's my invincible pear tree, and it really is invincible as well. It's absolutely fabulous, that pear tree. The pears are not actually that tasty, but the texture of them is really lovely, and they make really good dried pears that are a lot tastier than they are sort of fresh. But even though I'm saying they're not tasty, they're actually really nice because the texture's so crisp and sort of crunchy. That's my plum tree, or one of my plum trees, and these are apple trees. And that's my perennial kale tree, which got absolutely ravaged by pigeons, so I'm hoping it'll recover. And yeah, I've got a blackberry there as well. So that's me done. My name's Steve. If you want more details about the way I garden, take a look in the description. You'll find loads of links, my ebook, my newsletter and all that sort of thing. And I'll see you soon.